In the early 20th century, the world was on the verge of groundbreaking technological advancements, and the maritime industry was no exception. Amongst the burgeoning innovations, one name etched itself into history as a symbol of opulence, ambition, and tragedy: the Titanic. The Titanic was born in an era of growing industrial prowess and fierce competition amongst shipping lines. At the heart of this race was the desire to build the largest, fastest, and most luxurious ocean liner. The White Star Line embarked on an ambitious project to create a trio of Olympic-class ships. Designed by J. Bruce Ismay and constructed by Harland and Wolff in Belfast, Northern Ireland, the Titanic was a marvel of ingenuity and craftsmanship. Its construction began on March 31st, 1909, under the watchful eyes of thousands of workers, and took approximately 3 years to complete. The ship's design emphasized luxury and safety. It featured numerous amenities unheard of in its day, including a swimming pool, a squash court, and lavish first-class cabins. The interiors were designed to rival the best five-star hotels, boasting ornate woodwork, exquisite fabrics, and elegant dining rooms. However, what set the Titanic apart was more than its grandeur and safety features. It was the symbol of human achievement and the vast possibilities of the industrial age. It represented the pinnacles of technology and wealth, capable of connecting continents with unmatched style and luxury. The Titanic's journey, however, was tragically short-lived. On April 10, 1912, it set sail from Southampton, England to New York City, carrying over 2,200 passengers and crew. Its maiden voyage was filled with anticipation and excitement. Less than a week later, on the night of April 14, 1912, tragedy struck. An iceberg in the North Atlantic proved to be an insurmountable challenge, and the so-called Unsinkable ship met its fate in the cold, dark waters, forever marking it as one of maritime history's greatest catastrophes. The building of the Titanic is a story of human ambition, creativity, and hubris. It reminds us of the era's unyielding faith in technology and the impermanence of man's creations. The legend of the Titanic continues to captivate the imagination of millions. On a cold April night in 1912, the majestic RMS Titanic sailed through the icy waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Dubbed the Unsinkable ship, this maritime marvel was the epitome of luxury and technological advancement. Carrying over 2,200 passengers and crew on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. The ship was filled with a diverse mix of passengers, the wealthy enjoying the opulent first-class cabins with ballrooms and fine dining, the hopeful immigrants traveling in third class seeking a new life, and the dedicated crew ensuring the comfort and safety of all aboard. Among the passengers was John Thorne, a young engineer traveling to America for a new job opportunity. Humble and curious, John quickly earned friendships among his fellow travelers. He often found himself in deep conversation with both the engineers in the engine room and the affluent guests on the upper decks. The night of April 14th was particularly cold, and the moonless sky left the ocean shrouded in darkness. At approximately 11:40 p.m., as most of its passengers were settling into their cabins for the night, the Titanic approached an area known for its icebergs. Fred Fleet, the lookout, spotted the menacing silhouette of an iceberg looming in the ship's path below the bridge. Despite frantic efforts to avoid the collision, the massive liner could not turn quickly enough. As the iceberg scraped along the starboard side, it inflicted a series of punctures below the waterline. Panic ensued as the crew and passengers received the fateful news. The Titanic was sinking. Though designed with watertight compartments, the ship's stability was compromised, and the realization that it could not remain afloat became clear. The lifeboats, insufficiently few for all aboard, became a symbol of desperation as passengers struggled for a chance at survival. John, whose resourceful nature had earned him respect and camaraderie, found himself helping others to safety, ensuring that women, children, and the elderly were prioritized. As the tilt of the ship grew steeper, the atmosphere was one of chaos and haunting. The orchestra famously played on, their melodies a haunting comfort to those facing their final moments. John, facing the chilling water of the Atlantic, found solace in the thought that he made a difference. By the early hours of April 15th, the Titanic had succumbed to the ocean's embrace, leaving behind its wreckage and the echoes of lives once vibrant and hopeful. Of the more than 2,200 passengers and crew, only about 700 survived, rescued by the RMS Carpathia hours after the sinking. The tragedy of the Titanic would resonate through history, a stark reminder of human ambition and the unforgiving power of nature, inspiring changes in maritime safety regulations to prevent such disasters in the future. The tragic sinking of the RMS Titanic on its maiden voyage in 1912 remains one of the pivotal moments in maritime history, revealing significant shortcomings in ship safety and leading to extensive changes in industry regulations. Firstly, the Titanic taught the world about the fallibility of human judgment in overestimating the unsinkability of technology. With the ship boldly declared practically unsinkable, this presumption contributed to a complacency in safety measures. Consequently, the disaster underscored the vital importance of humility and precaution when dealing with complex technology. Today, engineers and maritime professionals emphasize thorough risk assessments and rigorous testing for seaworthiness to prevent such hubris. Another fundamental lesson from the Titanic's sinking was the critical importance of proper safety equipment and procedures. The ship, carrying only enough lifeboats for half of its passengers, demonstrated a dire need for regulations mandating sufficient life-saving equipment for every person on board. The disaster led to the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, in 1914, stipulating standardized safety requirements for ship design, equipment, and operation, which continue to evolve to this day. The Titanic also highlighted the necessity for improved ice patrols and better communication at sea. The absence of an international ice patrol system left Titanic ignorant of the icebergs threatening its path. This catastrophe hastened the establishment of the International Ice Patrol, which monitors iceberg threats in the North Atlantic, warning ships in real time. Moreover, improved radio communication standards were enforced, ensuring distress signals could be sent efficiently and reliably. Furthermore, the sinking stressed the importance of training the crew and passengers on emergency procedures. Many lives could have been saved had there been adequate drills and instructions before the calamity occurred. This realization led to mandatory safety drills and formalized training for crew and passengers, ensuring that everyone knows what to do in the event of an emergency. Lastly, the Titanic's tragedy created a greater awareness of the necessity for international collaboration on safety standards. The disaster prompted countries around the world to work together to establish international maritime safety laws. In summary, the lessons from the Titanic's demise have left an indelible mark on maritime history, leading to dramatic improvements in ship design, safety regulations, and international cooperation. These enhancements not only honor the memory of the Titanic's passengers and crew, but also ensure safer seas for future generations. With each regulatory milestone inspired by the Titanic, the maritime industry takes another step towards a safer, more secure future.